Wasilla. I got a bunch of deliveries to do in Anchorage today. We were up until I think 2:30 a.m. at work, so I don't think it took me about another hour to fall asleep. So I have actually a bit of a late start today. We'll see how everything goes. But I'm driving from Fairbanks to Anchorage to make some deliveries and going back to Wasilla to set up today for the Matsu Outdoor Show. So if you haven't seen me in a while, or you haven't flown to Chicago or Seattle in the last couple of months to see me at any of those shows, I haven't done a road trip, I feel like, in Alaska for several months, which is crazy because I feel like I usually drive down this way every month. So we'll see how today goes. I am starting off with breakfast, which is a chocolate bar from Alaska Airlines. I get these chocolate bars because I'm MVP, and I can only eat so many bars of chocolate on a flight from Alaska to wherever it is in the lower 48. But so come along with me. I hope you didn't think I was just eating chocolate for breakfast, literally. For a person who gets less than 5 hours of sleep, there's no way. So I'm actually eating my seaweed right now, and I was reading it because I've been trying to be very intentional with the foods that I eat to give me energy, to strengthen my immune system from burnout, from being sick, which I had a cold this past week, and it's finally starting to go away. I've been just had a drippy nose since Sunday, I think, after the 30-person tea party that we put on, me and one other employee, and then it was a fundraiser, so it was completely complimentary for fundraising for single teenage moms, a nonprofit organization. So that's Young Lives, if you want to look into them and what they do in your community. But we put on an annual Mommy Me Princess tea. So there's a bunch of little girls and different moms or grandmas there too. But anyways, I've had to pack 4 shows by, last night. So right now I have 2 with me. I have the Matsu Outdoor Show, which I've never done before, but I've heard is really good. And I have a trailer, so I'm driving my truck right now, and I'm going to be dropping off a trailer at a friend's house with all the stuff that's going to be left over for their double booth. So my show is a single booth. Next weekend is a double booth in Anchorage for the Arctic Comic-Con. So we have our food, drinks, and merchandise all in chest freezers way back there. So I'm pulling a trailer. It's one of the first days I'm driving in 2-wheel drive instead of 4-wheel drive. It actually snowed this morning, so a little bit ago on one of the curves it was actually like a little slippery, but this is a big truck, so anyways, it turned out okay. I didn't realize I was sliding until I was like wiggling the wheel, and I have really good turn steering control here, so yeah. And then while I was sick, I've been drinking our trilogy, which is literally, we don't sell it. You could just buy the 3 different teas separately. It was Dragonwell green tea with organic roasted yerba mate and organic rooibos, which we're currently running low on. This is the time of year to be stocking up on rooibos, which is an anti-inflammatory. So it helps cut down itchy eyes, itchy throat, cough, irritation. It has tons of antioxidants in it, and it just really helps boost the immune system. The Dragonwell green tea is full of ECGC antioxidants, which helps with protecting healthy cells, and then also helping with lung health and absorbing oxygen, which you definitely need if you need to heal. But anyways, I was reading that seaweed, and it had a lot. It was like 130% of B vitamins in there. It's got iodine in it too, and I think, was it last night? It was just the night before last night. We had dinner with our friends at the Thai house, and so I had yellow curry with chicken, which was probably really good for me to have all those spices. But I've been drinking probably about a gallon of that tea almost every day, and finally last night around 1 a.m. I was realizing that my nose was no longer running, so that was wonderful news. I heard next is a cough, but I haven't had much of a cough yet. Maybe it's because I'm drinking the Dragonwell all green tea, which helps with preventing the coughs too. And then other food that I'm going to be snacking on my drive is I have canned tuna fish for my protein. So I've got 2 cans of tuna fish. And I've noticed that when I eat the things that my body needs, I feel fuller sooner. I don't really crave foods or junk foods. And I mean, of course I can always eat the, junk food on top of my healthy food, but when I eat my healthy food, I feel great. And I got a bunch of these, that's it, fruit bars for my servings of fruit. And so I'm just making sure I'm getting my protein, my fruit, some veggies with the seaweed, and those are all things that I probably eat on a regular basis. I have been drinking cottage cheese smoothies every day with my Kinko freeze-dried smoothie mixes, but my shipment is stuck somewhere in Germany right now on my UPS tracking. So normally I'm even more intentional with my protein intake and with my fruits and vegetables, but it's been a little bit, I don't know, I think my package has been missing for about a month now. I did reach out to customer service, so hopefully it will start moving again. It looks like it's stuck in customs in Cologne, Germany. So anyways, I'm gonna try to enjoy the drive. It's kind of cloudy right now. I'm hoping it's going to clear up and I'm going to be able to see Denali when I pass through. Tripod's still up. I'm so excited. I'm on my way again. Yay! After a fiasco of running out of gas, literally right in front of the Healy sign to Healy, Alaska. So I just ran out of gas and I was dead in the middle of the lane with my truck and trailer, literally in front of the Healy sign to like Healy, Alaska, and right across the bridge and maybe a little bit further past that is the gas station. I was so close to the gas station, and this lady drove by me, which was fine. I just started walking because I didn't know, I mean, it wasn't too far. If I jogged, I could get there probably in 15 minutes. So she came and picked me up. So thank you to Sandy who came and picked me up and brought me to the gas station, brought me back to my truck and waited. And Sandy owns a yarn and fiber shop in Denali Park across from Princess called Polychrome Fibers. So if you are big into knitting or know anyone who likes knitting, crocheting, she does hand-dyed, locally dyed yarns and different fibers, and I highly recommend stopping by and visiting her shop this summer. But yeah, I'm so glad she was available in the middle of the morning instead of being at work somewhere to give me a ride. I'm super appreciative. I had to deal with two 2-gallon jugs that leaked diesel, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't smell too bad. I have tissue in the car. And now I'm on my way back, and it's actually starting to become a very beautiful day through Denali Park. So hopefully I'll be able to take a picture of Denali, the beautiful mountain, which I get to see quite often, usually almost every time I drive through Denali Park on my way to Anchorage. So let's see if the mountain comes out today. Another thing about the Fisher gas station is that I have actually run out of gas before, but I was also dead at the Fisher gas station for a truck issue a long time ago, and those people are very, very nice at the Fisher gas station. They're probably my favorite gas station in all Alaska is because they're usually open in the middle of the night, and they have amazing egg sandwiches, which I will show you. So I called Brian when the truck died, and he called the gas station, and the lady there working, she couldn't leave, but she called her mother to come and get me, and so that was very nice of them. And then that's when Sandy from Polychrome Fibers stopped by and got me instead. But they have these wonderful gigantic egg salad sandwiches, so that's what I'm going to eat for my lunch. And of course my gummy bears. It's my favorite brand of gummy bears. A little bit more crunchy. I kind of like them crunchier because I kind of chew my candy. And they also have amazing peanut butter pies. Oh my gosh, those are really good. I used to get them all the time Rice Krispie treats, all sorts of freshly baked goods, some wraps, things like that. So the Fisher gas station used to be open 24/7, but depending on the time of the year, it depends if they have enough employees. And there are always people who live here who work multiple jobs because it's a very tiny community here in Healy, Alaska. But the nice thing about this time of year is that it hardly gets dark at all anymore. The roads are clear right now through Denali. It was a little bit icy going from Fairbanks to Indiana. Like I said, I was slipping a little earlier, but the one thing you have to worry about is if you try to drive crazy fast, you might hit these frost heaves, which are from like permafrost sinking the road. So when you hit that with a big vehicle, or like I have a truck, a diesel truck, and I'm pulling a trailer right now, I mean, you could spin out of control. So you definitely want to be careful. I have, through Canada, I've driven a lot in my life. I used to drive through Canada every summer from college and go back to Alaska. So I did that for like 2 or 3 summers, and I once hit a frost heave that I swear all 4 wheels on my Toyota 4Runner came off the ground. So I was probably speeding, but yeah, my seatbelt kept me in my seat. So anyways, just be careful when you're driving, you know, with frost heaves, or you don't know what a frost heave is, but the roads are not flat all the way, so you definitely have to be careful. Apparently there's already road construction starting, and it's only April 16th, the middle of April, and so this is a temporary light that they put here for a one-way road on this famous Nenana River Bridge, where the train, I think the train goes underneath it. I think I've been on their train to Denali Park. I was biking through Denali. But yeah, construction season slows down a lot of traffic in the summers in Alaska, because that's when we can work on the roads. And actually over near here with this gigantic bridge is this area. It's got some waterfalls, and so I used to do ice climbing over. So far, I don't see the mountain up. Normally Denali is right here in all its glory, but it's not clear today, so definitely can't see it, but I've seen it so many times here right in front of me before. It is surprisingly still snowing, so it was sunny near Healy, and now it keeps getting colder looking, more slushy, and more snow-like, which we're heading south, so it's kind of ironic that it's getting colder and more snowy, and I have to make sure that I'm just careful about how close I get to the slush, because it will try to pull the trailer over. At night, I went to dinner with Jared and Renee, and we had Cheppos. So I'm finally here in Wasilla. Last night was exciting times, let's just say. Finally got to the Menard Center behind me here in Wasilla last night at about 6 o'clock, and set up it was until 8 o'clock. So got here way later than I thought. I don't know if I mentioned already or not that I actually ran out of gas while I was driving here outside of Healy, Alaska, and I stopped right at the sign where it says Healy, Alaska, and then you go over a bridge, and then there's a gas station maybe like a 15-minute jog away. So I had to deal with that fiasco because my truck was actually dead in the middle of the lane, because I was like, oh, I'm so close to the gas station, and then it ran out of gas. Just could not go any further. Oh well, whatever happens like that. I've never, maybe 2 times my entire life I've ever run out of gas. But anyways, I made it here and dropped off a whole bunch of wholesale orders in Anchorage, had a mini impromptu meeting, and then I was able to call some friends at the last minute who were very, very nice and helpful to get me, help me get set up here, because I'm actually upstairs in a corner, and I've never done this Matsu outdoor show before. So thank you to Maiko and Jared and Renee for coming and bailing me out and helping me mostly get set up, and also some friends who let me stay with them the night. I was actually just gonna camp in my truck because I'm a very tiny person and I fit very comfortably in the back of my truck, and to me it's not very cold here at all. I have been winter camping before, so it's totally fine if I sleep in my truck this time of year, which I usually do in the summertime. Is I just camp in my truck because I literally can lay across. I'm only 4'9", so I could even like stretch out on this leather back seat. And for me, it's pretty comfortable and peaceful, but I'm staying with some friends and they're letting me use their hot water so I can make all my samples. So that's actually nice because I don't have to figure out how I'm going to make samples. But today's the first show, and I am starting off breakfast with my orange juice that is upstairs now. And then I got the Saja Boys Huntrix or K-Pop Demon Hunter breakfast sandwich, which I actually like because I like the spicy sauce on it. And I'm super excited because next week I will be at Level Up. So like in a few days after this, I fly to Vegas for the Level Up Expo, which is a big video game conference, I think, convention. Like we're exhibiting there. We'll be selling our tea on the exhibit floor, our tea, honey, and hot chocolates. There's going to be gaming competitions, and there's going to be guest panelists. Netflix is a sponsor. There's some pretty large companies who are sponsors. I think Pokemon's a sponsor or a big booth there. And what's really interesting that I noticed was, okay, so when you buy these K-Pop Demon Hunter meals, you get this, either for breakfast you get the Saja Boy one, and then for the dinner, lunch, chicken nuggets one, there's the Huntrix one, and they have a card that you can collect in there, and then the other card, you scan the QR code, and it's supposed to like let you know later on what the heck the mystery, whatever it is. Like, I don't even understand how it works, but I scan it into my McDonald's app, and I have like probably at least 6 of these cards. And what I noticed was they said the reveal is going to happen on April 26th. At Level Up Expo, the voice actresses for Huntrix are going to be there, and they have a panel discussion or something like that. I never leave my booth, so I never go see any of these celebrities. They have a panelist discussion presentation on April 26th, the same day the reveal is going to happen, which Netflix is also a sponsor of Level Up. So I'm thinking whatever this mystery QR code thing that's in here scans and is going to announce is probably coincide with the panel discussion that's happening in Vegas that same weekend. So I'm really curious to find out what's going to happen. I won't be going to see the panelists, even though there's 3 of us working, but we barely even get a break when we're working at the convention. And yeah, it'll be, I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I'm wondering if I should bring all my cards with me. I wonder if I win money, something free. Maybe it's just a video. Maybe it's a thank you. I have no idea. It's a very interesting concept, though, for their marketing, with scanning the QR code to be entered for a surprise that's not even happening yet. So I wonder how many people are actually going to lose their cards. I have them on a pile on my computer desk at home, but it's very, very curious to me. And yeah, so I'm a big fan of the movie K-Pop Demon Hunters, and I'm pretty proud of it, I guess. Or, I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. I don't dress up like any of those characters, but it's, I love the soundtrack. I love the movie. I've watched it way too many times. And so I'm kind of glad they have like these interesting spin-offs, because in other countries at McDonald's, like when I taught English in Hong Kong, they would have different themed Happy Meals that would be very different than the US. Like there was Sanrio way back. Okay, so over 20 years ago. It's very common for McDonald's to have like Asian themed boxes, but we don't see those here in the US because we're Americans, so it's whatever's popular for us now. So it's very interesting seeing the way that they are used to marketing in other countries and taking that methodology or mindset of their marketing and moving it into the US. And even with the collectors thing, because there's this huge trend of younger people not necessarily collecting art, works of art, and investing in works of art, but there's a huge movement right now in collecting collectibles and investing money in say, comic books or limited edition bobblehead things, or I don't know what. It'll be very interesting in the next 20 to 30 years if it's actually going to be a real thing that is worth money. I'm not investing a bunch of stuff in it. I'm not telling you to, but it's very interesting, the marketing concept of these different agencies or organizations who you pay to have an appraisal of your collectibles versus when you look at antique shows. I guess those could have been collectibles forever ago, but these handcrafted pieces of art, pottery, or whatever, and you go to, say, Antique Roadshow and have them appraise your antiques, there is a huge movement right now for appraisals of collectibles, which, you know, they kind of are mass produced, but, you know, just watching the wave in business trends and how they've changed even in the last 19 years is very fascinating to me. So anyways, I gotta finish my breakfast, then I'll show you the inside of my booth, which still has quite a bit of work to do, but is more manageable and I'm not super stressed out. So I'll see you in a little bit. So for all 3 days of the show, it was kind of raining, and then it really started snowing. But I did pretty good for the 3 days. It was a good turnout. Oh my goodness, it is snowing. It is like sleeting, wet snow. My tennis shoes were standing in melted snow puddles walking to the truck. But I'm packing up the truck now after the Natsu outdoor show, so I'm pretty excited. Gonna get to go home tonight. I finally did it. My booth is gone. This is the last cart with my Dr. Pepper. Oh, my hair is all like weird. Whatever. So finally get to go have dinner. It's 7:30 at night. It is still light outside. Look, there's sunlight outside, so I'll be driving home late tonight. Hopefully back at 2 a.m. Oops, my cart fell over. Definitely need 2 hands to push this cart because it is rickety on there. And everyone's left. I am the last person here. But I'm happy. So I'm driving home very slowly. So I'm driving really slowly home to Alaska, and all the double trailer semis are pulled over on the side of the road, chaining up. It has been snowing, well, slushy snowing, yeah, actually ever since I left Palmer. Ooh, looks like this trip had a hard time trying to get up. Oh. And I'm just driving around. Anyways, it's been kind of crazy. There was even a fatality in Wasilla today that I didn't know traffic was diverted, but it's 12:30. I'm not even in Denali Park yet, and so hopefully I will get home at 3 a.m. Let's see how it goes. So essentially, when the trucks have a hard time chaining up or trying to get up the road, they just stop. They just stop in the middle of the road. So you gotta be very careful when you're driving around them, because usually the drivers are like on the ground next to the tires chaining up. That last one with the trailer looked like it was rolling back down was anyways, there's a guy who's just almost ran over him, so I gotta move like really far over. Oh, these people are trying to make it up the hill. We're going 15 miles an hour. Lots of tea. Gotta drink lots of tea. So it finally cleared up through the snowstorm, and I could see hints of the aurora coming out. And it was a little video I took on my phone that you could actually see the aurora moving. But I finally got home at 4:30 a.m.